Hello, good evening everybody, and welcome to season 32 opening round for the Monday night 1991 Formula One Championship. Coming to you live from Laguna, Seca in California. And man, we got a great season in store for you guys in these next, let's say, 12, 13 weeks. But a lot to talk about tonight. Let me welcome my broadcast partner, as always on Monday nights, Brad Maris. Brad, welcome to the show.
Al, I'm here, ready, locked, loaded, season 32, ready to begin. New challenge tonight, the Jordans. Can't wait. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, the Jordans. So, big change from last season. We ran the 1985, I believe it was, Lotus 98T. So every season on Monday, we're slowly progressing into a more challenging or quicker modern Formula open wheel car. So this season, 1991, based off a mod that came out with the Jordan. Yeah, some slight modifications to the tire model, but other than that, pretty same format as last season. 200-kilometer races, last about an hour, and 25 minutes of qualifying coming up here at the top of the hour. And yeah, some new drivers this season in the mix, some old. As you see, Matt Taylor here on track. Last season, part of last season's championship-winning Precision Motor Racing team. But Brad, I'll tell you what, these things are quite a blast to drive around most tracks, especially here.
They're great. They're a lot of fun. You know, this track in particular, it seems to not a lot of grip on offer, either outside of the track bounds or inside some too. So, but this is a much different challenge. I will talk a little bit about the differences between what we ran last season and that Lotus, fearsome Lotus 72D, and this Jordan here. But some striking differences. It's been interesting to watch the approach of these guys here as we kick off the season, how they're approaching this car, how they're driving it. You can get away with a little bit more, but boy, this car can still kill you at a moment's notice. So you have to be really careful. You have to be on the ball.
Yeah, for sure. And I noticed, you know, the qualifying tire is what a lot of these guys are on right now, trying to get a last-ditch lap and before they switch over to quali. But the qualifying tire is certainly challenging, like we saw. They don't last too long, and you see guys have a tendency to loop the car, pushing a little too much on these tires. But it's just looking at the conditions right now. So yeah, I'm gonna. Well, we did a little bit of it last season, but this season, ambient weather, some wind effects on track. Currently, the air temperature is 28°C. It's about 80 some odd degrees. The track temp is 35. It's about 95 degrees. So conditions kind of on the edge there for the qualifying tire. Wouldn't you say, Brad?
Well, you know, I had the opportunity to ask some around the paddock here in our official practice session. It looks like the qualifying tire is going to hold up, you know, pretty decently. As long as we don't go over about 35°C, I think we'll be okay. These guys could actually probably even get a couple timed laps. They might have to be careful the last couple corners, but other than that, I think the qualifying tire is going to hold up pretty well.
All right, so you guys on Twitch, hopefully everything looks okay and sounds okay, so you can hear both of us as we have moved over to the qualifying session. Taylor and Chris Moses leading the pack out of the pit lane. Notice this pit lane at Laguna. These guys are going to need to follow the pit exit all the way out. So through turn number 1. So all these guys are on their out lap. Oops. Now they're on their out lap. Let's take a quick look at the track map for tonight. Let's see, 11 corners. Pretty quick track. It's going to be 56 laps tonight. 2.2 miles, a little over 3.5 kilometers. So pretty challenging. Of course, the corkscrew. Anybody who's familiar at all with motor racing knows the legendary corkscrew turn, which the guys are approaching right now. One of the most famous corners in all of racing. But I know, Brad, you drove a bunch of laps around here. How did anything stand out in terms of
Well, I tell you, one thing in particular is it is difficult to get the balance right on these cars. And again, particularly on this track, running some recon laps on some other tracks was not as difficult to find the balance as it was around here. As we'll see, I'm on board Matt Taylor, not sure who you were on board with, but...
Oh, sorry, I'm board with Chris Moses here, making a Ricky turn.
Yeah, so, you know, obviously some of these guys have found the balance a little bit more than others, and Chris Moses has certainly done his share of laps around here in preparation for this race, coming through 3 and 4 there. That's nearly a flat-out fourth gear corner there. And Chris Moses now approaching turn 5 up the hill, staying in fourth gear and approaching this very tricky turn 6. Very grab your lower attachments region and see what you can get away with. Don't want to exceed the track boundaries again off that corner because the gravel very slick, going to send you for a ride. And here's the corkscrew now. Chris Moses handles it pretty well. One of the primary problems these guys are going to have with this car this season, and this track in particular, is the on-throttle grip. Very difficult to get the balance and to find the point of acceleration on these cars. Chris Moses coming off the last corner. Very tight lap time around here, so close lap times all throughout the grid. I think that's a pretty decent one from Chris Moses, an 0.72, not too shabby.
Moses the provisional pole. Taylor 7/10 off his teammates' time while watching Aaron Parsons at the moment as Philippe Simard, who we haven't talked about yet, newcomer here on Monday nights, part of the French Connection, new team formed up between Ian Jolicoeur and Philippe Simard. So Simard cooked it to the top of the timesheet with a 1:06.6.
Yeah, he was trying for that mid 06. We saw that in the week of practice, but he never got one in here in our official practice period. So Simard did get down to that time, and I think it'll be up to the rest of these guys to chase that down.
On board now with Aaron Parsons. Ooh, takes it a bit wide there. Turn number, it is turn 8. Oh, 9, sorry. Front straight with the 108 flat for Parsons. Simard in the pit lane. There he is, newcomer. Moses in second. Matt Taylor currently in third on an outlap. Parsons in the pits. If you see the timing on the left side, a little blue box next to the time indicates the driver is in the pit lane. So some new updates this season to the broadcasting app done by the great John Luden.
Yeah, the ever-increasing quality of the broadcast. I'd like to see that thing. Every couple weeks I come back, seems to get better, Al.
Yeah, it's fabulous. We're watching now. Ryan Robbins looking pretty quick here on an outlap, but currently slotted into 6th with part of Can-Am Racing. Him and Tom Traskell teaming up this season. Most of the cars here have genuine liveries from that 91 season, but you know, guys have the option to do their own skin. This is one of them. Like Traskell. Interesting paint scheme. Body glove. Looks like he's a fan of the game Uno.
Well, good to have Ryan in contention here for this season 32 championship. And hey, right now it's all tied up, right?
Yeah, right. Everybody's on the same point, same everything. So a little further down the list here, John Watson in another custom livery car done by Chuck Carter. The High Life. Miller High Life. Liveried Jordan. Outstanding looking paint scheme there. Not sure who that is. That's off.
Yeah, as we're on board here. Yeah, as we're on board here with John Watson, it's worth mentioning that this is a driver who did make some noise this season, actually. It's going to be difficult to get super consistent in these cars. One of those guys that could manage that speed, though.
Matt Taylor's now jumped up into second. 107 flat. Jolicoeur up to 4th. I'll tell you what, Brad, it's going to be an interesting pairing there, Simard and Jolicoeur. They're going to be able to take the fight to Pierre and T-Brock Bam Bam do it. We had a lot of high expectations for Rowdy Burns Racing Team last season. Started off with a bang, then they abruptly folded.
Yeah, I mean that was a little inexplicable there, particularly that they were running so well. Well, that's the question. Look, it's up to these guys to knock TMR off. You can put together whoever two drivers you think can win whatever, but until they put the results in on track, it's TMR shooting that. So Matt Taylor took it off there. I'll say this right now: it's going to take Taylor and Moses turning in some personal best laps if they expect to get down to that pole time.
So Watson does not improve. He drops back to 9th. So a bit of a shuffle here. There's Jolicoeur currently in the 4th spot. Parsons 5th. Greg Myers, who has actually put in a boatload of practice for this race with his teammate David Zahn. He is currently in. Well, he's just dropped down to 7th. Mark DeGraw now jumps up to 5th. Another guy to look out for. Lemansky, currently in 9th, make that 10th as Kevin Miller just bumped him down a spot. Ryan Roberts, we talked about him in 11th, Roth in 12th. Joel Ekman in the Minardi liveried car currently in 13th. It shows a pretty good pace there in practice. He's a little off the mark here in this qualifying session early on. Oh, Gup Douglas making a return here. Is on again, off again, races in the Assetto Corsa.
He had turned, sorry Al, Gup Douglas had turned an 08, low 08 there in practice, so he was showing some pretty good pace.
Yeah, I was watching him in practice myself, and Simard is up in the 1st sector. Ryan Story, currently 15th, Houston 16th. Peter Burke back at 17th, a bit off the pace. Let's check in with Simard. Jump on board him on his way, banging through the gears, through the corkscrew. Ooh, a little bobble there on exit. Oh, he backs out of it. And a good looking 1st sector there, but had to back out. There's a little surprise here. John Houston languishing back in 16th. With just over 16 minutes to go in this session. Houston's going to have to pick up the pace here.
Yeah, he hasn't gotten his best qualifying lap in yet, has John Houston. But I would say that on balance, he has been a little off the pace, you know, relative to where we've seen him before, looking at those weeks of practice.
First sector around here is so tricky. It'll be so precise. Also, some of these guys looking to go with 5 here. Was a bit of a mistake there from Houston. Took it wide. So pushing a little too hard there. He's nearly a second off in the 1st sector, so he is struggling mightily here early in this session. Sorry. We talked about Peter Burke. He's back at 18th. Rally. David Rally back. He is currently in 19th. Mike Monahan running in the 20th position. Jake Fumster back in 22nd. A little surprised to see these two back. Other end of the grid. Tom Trasko running in 23rd, and Mascarelli currently in the 24th spot. So back out front here, as Jake just ran his personal best in 1:10 and change. On board here with Ian Jolicoeur. Go ahead, Brad.
I saw Philippe throw it off again. I think that Philippe actually got pretty close to one of his better times, and now he's just he's playing with house money, really going for broke. But Matt Taylor now, as you watch Ian Jolicoeur, looking good through the 1st sector.
Yeah, I got one eye on there. He's even through sector 2. Corps coming around. Final corner, he should be well off the pace here. Oh, Taylor must have made a mistake. He's back in the pits.
Yeah, mistake at the corkscrew on the power too early. Boy, this qualifying is kind of important. It's going to be very close on times around here. Or it can be, given the short nature of the lap time. But boy, this is really a feeling out process, I think, for these guys in the first couple of races. Just they want to get on track, get in the flow, try to get some consistency, get some good finishes. That's really, it's going to be the race itself, or the first couple of races. It's really going to be the important part.
Jolicoeur up in the first sector. Ooh, loses a bunch of time in sector 2. He's
figuring it out, and he's figuring it out pretty quickly, Izzy and Jolicoeur, I'd say. He's on pretty good pace here to, in the next 13 minutes, to be somewhere right up there, Al.
Looks like the 2 laps on this set of tires and does not improve. I'll go with the Gras here. On a flyer.
Impressed with that Mark Strong, hey? Gold there through the King. And in third gear here through the corkscrew. Seen a lot of drivers try second.
Yeah, a bit of a moment
there.
On
pace for improvement though, Al.
Right of the line. He does, up to 4th. Bumping Jolicoeur down a spot. What pace he's showing, man. That's great. I also mentioned Jesse Olsen here. Making a, I know he's gonna take part in a few races this season, and he's gonna join in for the opening round here. Currently in 8th and looking pretty quick. 1:02 is personal best.
Where is Parsons? Parsons 6th currently.
6th and just started a fly.
You know, everybody being even, right, in points was kind of a joke, but really they are all even. There's because you have a weight balance system, right? So nobody's winning yet. They really truly are on even footing.
Parsons takes it off. Taylor just starting a flyer. He's got looks like some lap traffic up ahead of him. Backs out, moves out of the way. These cars come up on you quick, especially when you're on an out lap. Guys come up on you on a flyer.
They sure do.
Taylor, this is 10th off in the first 2 sectors. Let's see if it can make it up here. Got his teammate up ahead. Probably not going to get a tow. Not really pretty exit there on the final corner. And he improves, though, to a 1:06.8. Very good lap from Taylor. His teammate now on a flyer. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, it's progress in the right direction if you're Matt Taylor. So that can give you a springboard here in the final 10 minutes of qualifying. To know you can at least get those sectors put together enough, and Chris Moses actually is up on his time.
Yeah, someone asked if the mods are available. Yeah, you can download the mod at the one we're using at our site, NorthAmericanGP.com. You can sign up and go in the download section and you'll see it.
Moses continue to looking sharp here through the second sector.
Very good.
teammate Matt Taylor messed this corner up. Chris Moses looked quite a bit better.
Moses to the line.
Close on this one.
Bang! Wow, 106.730 from Moses. Well, you see the difference. 0.06 of a second behind Simard. Well, Simard's seeing those times closing up on him. He's about to start a flyer now. Let's jump on board with him.
Yeah, and we saw both PMR drivers, Matt Taylor and Chris Moses, both pick up time at the same moment. I wonder if they made some adjustments to that car.
Simard. Green in the first sector. On some lap traffic, that's John Houston up ahead. Ooh, tough spot for Simard. He was up, he's backing out of it.
Yeah, there's almost no way for Houston to get out of the way at that point. It would have been very difficult to see Philippe coming up behind.
The guys here on fast laps. Traskell on a flyer back at 2030s, 2.5 seconds off the pace here. Sector 2. Legend. And for this season, both Thursday and Monday and Thursday night, streaming simultaneously on Twitch and on YouTube. So, trying to keep both chats up here so I can keep up answering questions. So Traskell, no improvement there. Ryan Story in the pits, he's back in 22nd. I'm a little surprised by that. Same with Jake in 21st. David Zahn running in. That is a 19th spot. Let's jump back on board with Moses. He's looking good in the first sector.
Running really short on laps here. They are going to get a few extra than they might otherwise.
Up in sector 2.
Bit of a mistake to the corkscrew, so he's going to have to take some chances here in the final 2 corners.
Nice. 10 into the final corner. Heavy on the brakes.
Got away with some very late braking. Don't think he got exactly the exit he wanted to, but still looking ahead of his timeout.
Oh, he improves, but not close enough. That gap now, he shaved off 0.03 of a second on Simard's time. And Simard now is up in the first sector. Only 3 guys in the 106s, Simard, Moses, and Taylor. Joe LaCour has jumped, ooh, and Simard throws it off. So Simard pushing like mad. Joe LaCour looking strong here, let's see. He improves, but remains in 4th. Parsons exiting the pit lane. Ryan Robbins is has jumped up to 7th now. He is on an out lap. LaCour running multiple laps on the same set of tires. So quality, not seeing many guys do that.
Yeah, a few are. It does not look like Simard nor Moses, so yeah.
LaCour picking up some time in the second sector, but got a little bit of that gravel exiting the... Oh, big slide from Joe LaCour. And that's a sign of a guy really pushing the limit there. Look at DeGraw can do.
He's going to get just a couple.
Oh, big lurch from DeGraw, but he kept it together. Wow, that almost looked like
he is right there, though.
Ooh, just shy. Does not improve his time. Going to stay in the 5th spot. Moses now, he's got traffic up ahead. He's behind in the first sector. John Houston, who's currently in. Oh! Moses backs it into the catch fence. Houston back in 12. These guys are really, really on it right now. Oh, not sure what the heck just happened there with Jolicoeur and Olsen. That was a little interesting. Olsen on an outlap.
Oh, Simard, very deep at the corkscrew.
Oh, a lot of guys off track, spun around. Oh, looks like Parsons made another mistake. He has he's exiting the pit lane once again.
I can tell you, Aaron Parsons did not get a lot of practice in for this race. I don't think he, as much as he would have liked, that's for sure.
Taylor now starting a flyer. 1/10 off in the first sector.
It's coming down to it now. Due to the short nature of the lap time, these guys have been able to get way more laps than they maybe are used to, but nonetheless, it's now on. It's now or never.
To the final corner.
Now he's staying out on track despite not being there, so I think he's going to run 2 laps in a row here.
Let's see, it does not improve. He should have time to get another one in. DeGrasse 10th off in the first sector. Moses even. Oh, DeGrasse. I'm sorry, no, DeGrasse still on track. Moses right behind him on track. Oh, Moses turned him around. DeGrasse still got a good lap. Ooh, loses 4/10 in sector 2. He may have a shot at Jolicoeur. He's going to have a nice last set of corners here. Let's see, DeGrasse
good
on the line.
for some improvement.
He improves, but remains behind Jolicoeur. Meanwhile, Simard up in the first sector, lost a little time in sector 2. Another big bobble there. Really twitchy for these guys. Olsen improves to 108 flat. Jumping Ryan Robbins. Simard improves 106.5. So 0.09 of a second up on Moses, who is about to cross the line here to start a flying lap. As is Taylor.
Coming.
Meanwhile, Jolicoeur starting a hot lap. Jolicoeur 10th off in the first sector. Moses, mistake. He's done. Taylor not looking great. Ooh, lost a bunch of time in the first sector.
Jolicoeur off.
Parsons half a second off in sector 1. And second off in sector 2. Session's over. Is Parsons going to improve? Unlikely. He does not. Taylor not looking good. He's going to remain in third. Looks like Jolicoeur's done. Chuck Carter's done. Everybody in the pits. Jellicore's lost it. That's it. Now, unbelievable. Philippe Simard did his debut here on Monday night, putting that Jordan up on pole, Brad, by just a hair, 9/100ths of a second quicker than Chris Moses. Pretty incredible opening qualifying here to this season.
Well, Philippe comes in with some cachet. I mean, the grid knew that he was going to have good pace, and he showed it. But I think in the end it was a bit of a test for him. Obviously, got that pole by only one, no more than 1/10 of a second over Chris Moses. So a little bit of competition on offer, and now the race, going into this race, a completely different animal. So we're going to have some strategy options for these guys. The one stop is possible. The grid seems to think maybe 2 stops are on offer for a lot of guys here tonight, but throughout the course of the season, obviously that can change. And I really think that there's a lot of opportunity for guys that can be consistent to really put in some strong results here this season, and this is their first opportunity to do so. So, really intriguing race. I can't wait to see how this is going to unfold.
Well, speaking of the season coming up, let's talk about it. So anybody watching there new, maybe wondering or considering potentially jumping out here and racing with us. It's a 12-round schedule. Monday nights at 9. These guys running 2 times fuel and tire wear for a 200-kilometer race distance. So like I said earlier, roughly a little over an hour, about the hour mark depending on the track. Mechanical damage at 100%. Same with damage is at 100, so it's you get damage on track, it takes time to get repaired. So these guys try and run as clean as possible, but this is going to be the first real race in these cars coming off the 98Ts. It's going to be a different animal. But the schedule this season opening up obviously here at Laguna Seca, then let's see, next week we go to Brazil. So we're trying to mimic the 91 schedule as best we can from the Formula 1 season. So this round, I think the first round in the U.S. that season was Phoenix. So no one made that parking lot track. So we're running Laguna Seca here tonight, followed by Interlagos, Imola. Round 4, Monaco, Montreal. For round 5, Mexico, 1988 version, Silverstone. I think, what did they run in 91? It wasn't Silverstone. I don't think it was Donington either. It was, I don't remember. Someone out there will know. Round 8, Hockenheim, 88, the original track before it was destroyed with the long straights. The 88 version, Hungaroring for round 9, Spa. Round 10, Monza, one of my favorites, round 11. And finish the season off in Spain at Barcelona. So pretty exciting schedule coming up this season, Brad.
I don't know how you kept me here in the booth, Al. I mean, I don't. You have chains wrapped around me or something? That schedule sounds fantastic, man. These guys are going to have a blast.
Yeah, I know one of us will be jumping in for a couple of these races at some point, so we're going to have to probably get fill-in broadcaster for those nights, i.e. Kevin Kirkbride, who filled in last year. I can't even say it. He did a great job.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Hey,
so
words are hard.
Yes, they are. English language is not easy. But let's see, we got about two minutes and change here before we get going. Yeah, so if you guys are watching new out there, NorthAmericanGP.com, we race on Monday and Thursday nights. Thursday night's pretty tight right now, but the Monday Open Wheel Series has a lot of opportunities out there if you want to jump in. So we've got about 24 guys running this tonight's race. So max is 28. So if you want to jump in, feel free. So Brad, what do you say we run down the starting order for this season? Quick look at the.
Oh, let's do it.
Quick look at the race conditions. 30 degree ambient. Track temp went up a degree, 36 degrees Celsius. So looks like, looking at the grid, most of the guys looks like showing on the medium tire. Some guys electing to run the softs.
Yeah, most on the medium.
So we'll see how that plays out. All right, so from pole, his first pole position of the season, leading the championship by 1 point over everybody, 1-0. Philippe Simard, the Canadian, followed by Chris Moses in second. Matt Taylor's going to be starting third. Ian Jolicoeur in fourth. Marc DeGras in fifth.
Aaron Parsons got off to a bit of a slow start, qualifying only sixth here in the first race. Jesse Olsen, however, got up to seventh. Nice run for him. Ryan Robbins came home eighth. Chuck Carter took 10th. And Peter Burke, returning Peter Burke, takes 10th.
Yeah, Chuck in ninth. And a great qualifying session there for Chuck. All right, Greg Myers going to start 11th. Kevin Miller in 12th. John Houston's going to start in 13th. Joel Ekman's going to start in 14th, and Gup Douglas in 15th.
Kevin Lemansky starts 16th. John Wathen starts 17th. Mike Monahan 18th. David Zahn 19th. David Raleigh 20th.
Jake Pheeps is going to start 21st, followed by Brian Story, Tom Traskell, and Lou Mascarelli bringing up the rear. Brad, any closing thoughts before we kick this season off?
Moses and Matt Taylor have gone on to the soft, so yep. I suspect anybody on the softs looking to two-stop here tonight. Look, we'll see if Philippe Simard can cap it off from that first place. A lot of pressure on him, I think.
And we are green, round one at Laguna Seca. Good start from Chris Moses. Looking on the outside here, Philippe Simard, he's going to take the lead, and Taylor may have an opportunity for second. Looks like pretty clean in the back, and Taylor does take that spot away from Simard. DeGras up to fourth, pushing Jolicoeur back a spot. That soft tire change might have been the key there, Brad.
Yeah, could be. I think they disguised that until late on the grid. They didn't want people to know. Once again, like last season, gotta watch the performance. Performance going to be a big drop off that heavy fuel load tires compared to the qualifying setup.
Yeah, I gotta give. I'm watching DeGras here on board with him. He's hanging on to the back of Simard. Three Canadians: Simard, DeGras, and Jolicoeur running third, fourth, and fifth at the moment.
Relatively clean first lap here. A couple bumps and grinds, but.
Take a look further back. Chuck Carter holding off John Houston, who's worked his way up to 10th here in the early goings. Parsons now started in 6th, I believe.
Started 6th, run 6th.
Jesse Olsen up to 7th. With a big run on Ian into the corkscrew. Oh, Simard takes it off. Simard takes it off, falls back another spot. DeGras up to third. Wow.
Mark DeGras on the mediums.
Let's see what he can do here if he's able to get past with someone already into the pit lane for service. Taylor now sets fast lap of the race with a 1:10. He's starting to put the heat on Moses at the first. Now Jolicoeur in the pit lane.
Oh, wow.
Jolicoeur in the pits. Not sure what happened there. Doesn't look like he had damage as Simard Unable to get around Mark DeGraw. Now Parsons putting the heat on Simard. Looking on the inside.
Boy, this is, yeah, Simard is definitely going for the one stop. So right now, I think all the guys around him are going for the two stops. He's getting swamped. The performance advantage on the lower queue is
another mistake. Side by side, Parsons going to take the... Locks him up going into the corkscrew, but yeah, Parsons comes out ahead of Simard, exiting the corkscrew. But I got to tell you something, Brad, this pace from we're seeing from DeGraw, looking very comfortable out there.
Well, he really is, and again, on the mediums, which would suggest that he might be looking to go halfway now. I'm not sure. An interesting tire choice. All those guys on the mediums could be extending this first stick.
Meanwhile, up front, Taylor putting a tremendous amount of pressure here on Chris Moses for the lead of the race. The two teammates going at it. DeGraw, Parsons. This is for the fourth spot. Parsons on the soft tires, going to have a bit of pace, you would think, over DeGraw, but looking, Moses and Taylor already out to a 7.5 second lead over DeGraw.
Yeah.
Oh! And DeGraw takes it off. Oh, he's going to lose a couple spots there. Olsen now running up in the 5th position. Also on the softs. A great showing here from Olsen.
Yeah, right now PMR extending that big lead. Look, they need to. I can pretty much bet the farm that these guys are going to be running 2 stops. So they have to extend whatever lead they possibly can. I don't think Matt Taylor's going to challenge if he can possibly help it. They don't want to. They just want to pull away right now.
Really close battle here for 15th between Ryan Robbins, Kevin Miller, Ryan Story, and Peter Burke. A little surprised to see Peter Burke as far back as he is. He started up near the front.
Ah! Oh! And a mistake for Peter Burke.
Oh yeah, he's got the car turned around. He's back at it though. He's going to drop back down to 19th. Tom Traskell has worked his way up to 9th, Brad.
Well, this is what I was talking about. This is the consistency factor. Look, I'm going to break this out. I was going to save it until things slowed down a little bit. Here's the difference. Last season, the Lotus 72D just always wanted to kill you. That was its intent, right? This Jordan gives you so much rope with which to hang yourself. That it catches you out, you know, at a moment's notice when you think the grip is there. So that's the difference, and that's where some of these guys can really take advantage. These consistent guys, and we're going to see that play out in this race and the whole season.
So Simard now back up to 3rd, 10 seconds off of the lead between Moses and Taylor, but these two guys really driving nose to tail currently. So already working lap 6. Lap 6 of 56.
Yeah, long way to go, and I got to mention again the performance advantage.
Oh!
You guys are going to gain.
Whoa! Moses. We had a car off. And that was Jake Feimster as Taylor now throws it off.
Oh.
So, wow, that was a very, very close call for those guys as Feimster had a moment, was rejoining the track, and he came out right ahead of these guys as David Rowley pulls the chute.
First casualty of the season. I'm watching Philippe Simard here, and he is starting to find his rhythm a little bit, so not giving up time that he was to PMR in front, and with that mistake from those guys, that is going to, aid his cause there in 3rd.
Oh, it's pretty amazing. These guys are already coming out of the pit lane. We got lap traffic already on lap 7. Meanwhile, Olsen on the softs, coming on the heat now from Mark DeGraw, this is a good battle going here. I'll go with DeGraw.
It was a DeGraw mistake that allowed Olsen to slip past, so you got to figure DeGraw's going to have the pace.
Working their way around some lap traffic. Monahan.
Oh.
Out. Oh, Moses!
Moses had stuffed it!
Oh, he's done. Him and Joe LaCour looks like they had it coming together. Moses unable to get it fired back up. He's done. Game over.
Wow.
Unbelievable. So I'm not sure if Joe LaCour was... yeah, it looked like those two were involved. So now it's Matt Taylor alone out front. That's just unbelievable. I don't know.
Yeah, not sure what happened there, but we do know that this first race was this. We had a possibility of seeing some of this. It's just going to take some guys, the full grid in anger. This is a tough test.
All right. So meanwhile, a little further back, Greg Myers up in the 10th position, who running the Jägermeister sponsored livery, being chased down here by Ryan Robbins. And Brian Story in the mix as well. He's up on board with these guys. Story having a look on the inside of Ryan Robbins. And is he going to hang on to it? Nope. Oh, man, he did. Wow. That was pretty impressive there by Story.
Jordan gives you a lot of rope.
A really tight battle here. Kevin Miller, last car on this train. Miller on the inside of Robbins gets the pass made. Nice bit of driving there from Kevin. And he's got his teammate just ahead of him. All these guys, the top three in this little pack on the softs. Robbins on the mediums. A little further back, Olsen continues to hold off Jesse Olsen here. I'm sorry, Jesse Olsen continues to hold off Mark DeGraw as they make their way into turn one.
Oh, Story loses it at the corkscrew.
Oh yeah, he's got that thing wedged. Back out front here to this Olsen-DeGraw situation. Nice camera shot here.
Yeah, I gotta think. Right now, DeGraw's thinking, well, look, I might actually be able to make some pace on second place, Philippe, right now, if I could get past. But I'm pretty impressed. He is not taking too many chances at this point. He's making sure that he's not doing anything, terribly stupid.
Wow, these guys are running well. Traskell now coming under some heat from Joel Ekman. Run down the running order here. So looks like Traskell lets Mascarelli by. Oh, and Traskell gives Ekman a little bump. This has let's see what Ekman can do with Traskell here if he can get around him. Traskell not giving him any room there to apex it. Let you return one. He lost Taylor, Simard, Olsen, your top three. DeGraw, fourth. Parsons quietly running there in fifth. John Houston started, I believe, 12th or 13th, up to 6th. And Gup Douglas running in 7th.
I was going to note Gup Douglas, but I was going to mention Aaron Parsons. Aaron Parsons is finding his way around in this 91 Jordan, and he's quickly becoming a factor. They're in that third place battle for the podium. Parsons on the sausage. We see some of these two-stoppers. They're going to be looking to come into the pits before too long. Another, 8 laps or less. Those will tick off very quickly around this Laguna Seca circuit. Now, best lap last time, an 09.2 by Aaron Parsons. That is, ooh, and a mistake. Parsons going to go through for 4th.
Whoa, DeGraw, big moment going into the corkscrew, but he does hang on to him. That was a moment there, for sure. Looking at the gap between the leaders, Taylor has a 10-second gap over Simard, running in 2nd.
This is the opportunity. These teams looking to displace that PMR dominance now. Chris Moses out so early in this race. Big opportunity now for these other teams.
Moses out. Joe LaCour, another big name. He was out. He had a moment early on. He pitted early. Kind of took him out of contention. Carson now putting the heat on. Olsen, DeGraw couldn't get by him. Let's see what Parsons can do as these guys roll up on some lap traffic. I think that's... Let's see the, that story in Wathen. This is a very touch-and-go situation here for Parsons.
As you watch that battle, is John Houston getting now through Mark DeGraw for 5th place after a DeGraw, another DeGraw mistake at the corkscrew.
A great run for Houston as he makes his way up to 5th. Parsons now on the inside of Olsen, and he's going to take the spot away to move up to 3rd.
Yes, I'm actually, as great as Aaron Parsons is, I'm surprised that he is showing this type of pace. Believe me, this is learning on the fly here.
Whoa. DeGraw nearly getting into the back of Wathen there.
Yeah, DeGraw has looked a little shaky here over the last 5 or 6 laps. So I don't know if the cars are really changing handling characteristics on them or what.
These guys on the saw, expect them to come in around lap 18, 19, I would guess, Brad.
I would guess that that's about right. Looking at Aaron Parsons' lap, it's a little hard to tell he's been in traffic. They have dropped off. But then an 09.6 turned in, so yeah. That's not such a bad lap there if you're looking to 2-stop at this point. It's Matt Taylor I'm looking at. I'm almost positive Matt Taylor will be 2-stopping, and he's not doing a lot of damage to 2nd place Simard yet.
I think Simard's at his lap time starting now to dip into the 109s is Philippe. And I think
he's only going to get faster and faster. So
yeah, that's what I was going to. Oh, just as we say it, he turns it around at the corkscrew, and who's right there is Parsons.
Unbelievable.
Now Taylor just sets fast lap of the race with a 108.2. This is opening the door for Parsons and Olsen. Olsen slipping off a little bit from from Parsons, but wow. Now, there's a lot to you can attest to this. There's a lot to. There's one thing to be quick, but to be quick and also consistent and not limit your mistakes is the most important thing.
We've said it before. This is a challenging car, not as challenging as the 72D. We talked that it's difficult, and Aaron Parsons, Matt Taylor, you know, all these guys are actually really extremely skilled. Okay, so and I can tell you right now, Aaron Parsons is learning this. Here we go.
Tough spot for Parsons.
Very smartly. Ooh. Yeah. Speaking of veteran moves, that was an extremely veteran move. You know, you give up any time you have to. If you give up 4 seconds, that's way better than getting tangled up and getting put out of this race.
Traskell and Ekman continue to go at it here. This is for the 8th spot.
Look, if you had told me at this point in the race, Traskell and Joel Ekman would be fighting over this 8th. Yeah, here we go.
And, and Traskell. I don't Whoa, guys. Whoa. I just don't know how you not see someone next to you right there. I don't get that, but
well,
Ekman
it was a pretty clear advantage for Joel.
Yeah.
So yeah, a bit exuberant there. I think that's you know, shutting the barn door after the horses had about 5 miles down the road.
So Greg Byers has been doing an amazing job fending off Ryan Robbins here. This is for 11th. There's so much action going on track, it's hard to keep up with everything going on here, Brent.
Yeah,
you're trying to watch the guys out front.
Slow down.
Yeah.
But for now, still pretty rocket.
All right, so these guys, top second and third, Simard and Parsons, all alone in this position. Nobody around him on track, so let's see what Parsons can do. Let's run along with him for a little bit.
Yeah, the deeper these guys go, the less likely it is that they are going to be running that 2-stop. I can't imagine they can get away with running half distance on the softs, but I don't know. Maybe they can take one of those stints deep. Not sure.
Doesn't look like these guys are losing any pace here on the softs.
Yeah, I'm seeing the same. So, and of course, you know, if you're Aaron Parsons or Matt Taylor, you're going to be keeping abreast of your lap times, no question. And so, if they see those lap times holding up, sure, you're going to go ahead and empty the tank. But that's the deal. How much fuel do you have? Matt Taylor now re-extending that lead a little bit, has found a nice groove, and I'd say Philippe just has not been able to get down to that pace. I expected him to start picking up more pace than he has by this point.
Houston in the pits. DeGraw has made his way past Jesse Olsen, so DeGraw's lap times last time around was a 110. That's on the mediums. Olsen falling back into the 111, so looks like the pace may be coming off a little bit on the softs. Let's see what Parsons does here. His teammate pitted last time by. Kevin Miller in. All right, Parsons in the pits. Tricky pit entrance. You got to really get on the brakes. Easy to plow into the wall.
Well, he did take that spin, you know, a little deep. That's certainly not.
Oh, Taylor's off the pace. Taylor's off the pace. He's got damage. He's out of gas.
out of gas.
Unbelievable. I can't even talk to that. Unbelievable. Unreal. Did he forget the pit, or did he have a... I'm trying to see if he's got damage on his car. I don't see any.
He is still running.
It just does not sound normal.
If you can make it back around, if he does have enough fuel, you know, he has a big downhill section.
Let's see what gear he's in.
Maybe he's in 5th.
Okay.
You know, maybe he could fill the tank and take the mediums and try to give it a go from here. I don't know, but it looks like to me like he thinks he can make it back around.
So Simard has taken the lead. He is yet to pit.
Wow.
And in goes. This is just unbelievable. No. He got caught off. They didn't call him in at the right time, so Robin's in. This is just what looked to be such a promising night for the PMR boys has blown up.
Well, look, now it's on Taylor. Look, we know that he has great pace, so look, he can still get back in this thing and do damage. The PMR hopes are resting on him, and we've seen a lot of guys make a lot of mistakes, so there are positions yet to be gained.
So it looks like Parsons has come in for service. Back out on the softs, rejoins in 4th. Did Olsen come in yet? It does not look like he hasn't. DeGraw also has not pitted yet. So DeGraw and Simard and Olsen, the top 3, yet to pit. These guys should be able to take it out to around halfway point for this race.
Boy.
Or even deeper.
That was not so bad, all things considered. I mean, Taylor made it back around to his box. He's cycled back there in 6th. Don't know if he can make it the distance from here, but no, he's in there, and he does have a shot to get back up into the top 5 at least.
So Taylor rejoins in 6th behind Gup Douglas. Well, Guppo, he's on the mediums. He hasn't pitted yet either, so running in the 5th position. But these two, however, I believe both have pitted and oh no, this is Myers and Burke now. Myers was dealing with Ryan Robbins earlier. Peter Burke has closed up a little bit on Greg here after his stop. I believe Burke has pitted, or was it Myers? I don't know.
Burke is not pitted. Myers is not pitted.
Rascal rejoins in 16th. Wathen will try and deal with that.
That fight for 9th continues to heat up as Lemansky starts to make inroads on that battle for 9th.
Yeah, Lemansky running in 11th. Actually, I haven't mentioned him at all tonight, but yeah, he's just out of the top 10. As these guys, as he tries to chase down Burke and Greg Myers. And he makes the pass on Lou. Don't want to lose any ground to these guys up front.
Yeah, a nice bit of car control actually. Wow, a lot of fireworks in this event. And we're still kind of up in the air here in terms of strategy, and who's going to come away with the first win of the season.
A little further up. Douglas. His teammate, Joel Ekman, gets passed for 6th. Ooh, we got a car spun around in the background there. Not sure who that was. Jump on board with Peter Burke. He is looking desperate to get past Greg Myers here.
super consistent guys. He's not going to do anything intentional to hold Burke up, but that car is just going to be wide just due to the nature of the way Gregory drives, which is super consistent. We'll be halfway coming up here in just a few laps. We're going to see those one-stoppers coming in.
Greg doing a great job holding off Peter Burke. Well, Peter Burke used this strategy a lot last season, one stop in most of those races in the 98T. Looks like he's picking up where he left off.
Yeah, it's too bad both the PMR guys had the problem, right? I mean, we never got to see, we never got to see the strategy play out in this race due to that Taylor fuel issue. So we'll have to save that bit of suspense for next week.
Watch this.
Mark DeGraw back into the low 09s.
Yeah, and he's picked up a lot of ground on Simard. Simard must have made some type of mistake. I think that was him in the background who we saw spun around, actually. Now that I see him on track, he was turned around off into the gravel trap. Wow. What a night. Seen some mistakes from the guys out front. Well, several mistakes. And, yeah, this is still wide open here, Brett. Anything's possible.
I mean, I am really surprised by that Mark DeGraw pace. We've seen good pace from the guy, but you know, not top level pace consistently like this.
Yeah, comparing that, well, last lap of Simard back into the 109s, but yeah, the 116.
Oh, Burke!
Mansky make that stick on the outside. Wow.
Yeah, Burke, he really did have to get that position up. He was in a bad spot to fight over that too much noise.
Mansky looks like, oh, he's definitely got some damage to the front end of that footwork. Liveried Jordan.
Not letting up, turns his best lap, an 09 flat that last time by, so still getting ground on the leader.
He is down under 9 seconds now behind the leader, Simard. Jake Feemster in the pit lane.
Yeah, it seems pretty clear. I mean, we did see all that pace by Philippe Simard in that week of practice, but it looked like he put a lot of his effort into single lap qualifying practice, right? Not looking as sharp here in the race itself yet.
Checking on John Houston there. Guff is now starting to pull some ground up on old Houston.
Yeah, Guff first to dive into the pits, but you have to do a double take at Guff's pace as well. Wow.
Oh, Peter Burke. Philippe Simard in the middle of this three-way battle here. Douglas now in the pits. So just right at halfway point, Cup comes in. This might be a good time for Philippe to come into the pits and get out of this traffic jam he's mixed up in right now.
I couldn't agree more.
Difference is 5 seconds between Simard and DeGraw. It was 17, then 9. Now it's down to 5.
No question. A lot of that gap reduction has been trying to work this traffic.
So Simard in, as is Lemansky. Oh, DeGraw is going to stay out and take over the lead of the race. Interesting call here from DeGraw. So this is
another best lap.
Yeah. Olsen up to second. Checking the pit time here from Simard. Taking on a lot of fuel. One of the Minardi's parked in the front straight. Simard is away. Pretty good looking stop from Philippe.
Yeah, Philippe needs to get in, kind of hit the reset button, start over from scratch, and kind of refocus. I think he was in. He had a lot of consternation going on there. That
DeGraw's last lap, 109 flat. Simard's best lap, 109. Let's do this. 109.3.
Yeah, 093.
All right, so Simard rejoins in 5th.
Yeah, DeGraw is in.
Olsen in on the softs, went halfway on the softs.
Ah, interesting. The grid is gonna stand up and take notice about that for next week.
Let's see Simard's pit time here, but we'll see where he comes out on track in relation. He is away. Simard making his way down. Oh, sorry, he's just making his way down the front straight now. DeGraw is away. There goes Simard.
Oh! Yeah, he's right there. Wow.
Wow, what a great stop.
What a second half of the stint for Mark DeGraw. I was in shock.
Great stop. He cut that gap to just over a second. Amazing.
Yeah. Ridiculous. That traffic really did hurt Philippe there. Those 3 or 4 inches.
So Greg Myers now in the pit lane. So our leader currently is Aaron Parsons, and he's going to want to lay down the law right now, but unfortunately he's mixed up again with some more lap traffic. That's Wathen and Ryan Robbins a little further up. Taylor now in second, despite his issues, his refueling issues.
Yeah, he took the softs on for that stop he had to make. Almost ran out of fuel, so got to figure he's going to go ahead and take another stop in this race.
You know, Brad, I got to wonder if Taylor. I remember last season he had some issues with getting the car fueled or whatnot. I wonder if he ran into that same problem.
Yeah.
Bursting around. Think of that. Zahn in the pit lane. So this is going to be an interesting tussle here. Let's see. Both Simard and DeGraw back out on the mediums. DeGraw, there are Canadians duking it out. Two guys out front in first and second. They still need to pit, as does Houston. Olsen should be good to go. So he'll leapfrog Houston once he decides to come in.
And it turned out to be kind of a quiet night for Houston. We were a little, wondering if his pace was pretty suspect and how he might handle this race. But Houston did a pretty good job, I think, all things considered. Looking a little off the pace. He's done a fine job here in the event.
Nice battle here between. Oh, Chuck! Broadcaster's curse. Burke rejoins in 11th. But we're Story here now is Simard and DeGraw. DeGraw had a quick look on the inside. Let's follow these guys around here. This is going to be an interesting fight here for our third.
Yeah, you're not kidding, man. He has not looked as shaky here as he did in the opening stanza. Of course, he's getting swamped by soft tires at that point. You know, that's flat gonna rattle a guy with all that pace around you. But a little bit more steady here, and of course, you know, we knew that he would. Once he got in, was able to kind of refocus a little bit.
So. Note on DeGraw. He raced a couple seasons on Thursday nights in the GT cars. Was a little wide there on exit, but yeah, made the leap into Monday night open wheel, and man, what a debut for him tonight. He's looking very comfortable out there on track. Further back, Greg Myers and Kevin Miller.
Yeah.
A close battle between these two guys. Oh, teammates nearly getting involved with one another. Oh, is that Miller going into the pits? It is.
Yeah, second stop.
I wonder what happened there for to Kevin Miller. It's a guy who was a little surprised to see him qualify as far back as he did, Brad.
Yeah, agreed. Who knows? Maybe it came up a little short on practice here for the season opener, but Miller's probably on 2 stops now. So just coming in for that second stop.
So these guys on the 2-stop come in around, what, 18, 19? Most of them? Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah, he's well within the 2-stop window.
We'll continue to watch this battle here with DeGraw and Simard as they come up on some lap traffic. That is, I believe that was Greg Myers, who Greg, no issue there, letting them by. Ryan Story just ahead of these guys up on track. This is a very, very difficult circuit here. These guys, whoa, 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 as DeGraw gets through Brian Story. A little hair-raising moment.
Yeah, and it's a difficult opener to start the season with because it's a difficult track and it's very short, and so we are seeing a lot of those guys go a lap down, and some mistakes, frankly, you might not otherwise see. Guys still kind of trying to figure out the car and how to race them in traffic. Haven't done it before tonight, so we are going to see things get a little bit tighter, I guess you could say, by this field. But all in all, I would say really not too shabby by the guys that are left out there. Could have been much more chaotic.
Yeah, if anybody's just joined up the broadcast recently, some fireworks here to start the season. An outstanding qualifying, under a tenth of a second separating top 2 qualifiers. Moses and Matt Taylor quickly led the race. Moses got mixed up with someone, I believe it was Ian Jolicoeur, exiting the final corner, turn 11. That ended his race from the lead. And then leader Matt Taylor, Moses' teammate, running out of fuel, nursing the car around, lost a bunch of positions. Taylor now back up to second, but it is 9 seconds off leader Aaron Parsons. So Taylor...
Yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, we have to figure Taylor is going to make yet another stop for fuel. But I tell you, just now is Taylor starting to put some laps back down. It had taken him a while here to get back into the groove. But yeah, an 0.86 now from Matt Taylor. That's spicy. Ooh, DeGraw with a bit of a mistake at the kink. Lost some time here to Simard.
Yep, he did.
Well, that'll give him some breathing room, Simard.
See, Lemansky looks like he got his damage repaired on his stop, so he's good to go to the end. Greg Myers continue to run in the top 10 here in the 8th position, ahead of Peter Burke. Ryan Robbins now up to 7th, so he's good to go to the end. These guys should be okay. Might most likely get their lap back once Parsons and Taylor do decide to come into the pits. Oh, Houston in. So on lap 37, John Houston is the first to act here.
Yeah, so once these guys complete their stops, then it's all going to be out there in front of them, and the final chapter in this first race of the season will be written.
Yeah, looking at that gap. Quick stop from Houston, but go ahead, Brad.
Always interesting to see when those stops are completed where everybody shakes out on track, because you just never quite know.
So that gap now between Simard and DeGraw, it's opened up slightly, not too much, but Traskell with another situation. He's fallen back to 12th. See Jesse Olsen coming up on Traskell. And now Taylor in the pits.
Okay, so he didn't try to add any fuel, take it deep at all. He just kind of took his lumps, took his medicine, and he filled for his usual stop. At least this time he got fuel, so we hope, we think.
Yeah, this Peter Burke, Greg Myers. These two have been duking it out the entire race. Traskell in the pits.
That's the battle I was going to mention, and kudos to Myers. I mean, he's starting off the season. Pretty darn well, really, for Greg Myers. Sometimes it takes him a little while to start getting up into those top 10 positions consistently. If he's starting the first race here in a solid top 10 position, he has a chance to move forward in some of the later events. That's kind of the way he is.
Well, like I said, Greg put in a lot of time with teammate David Zahn in preparation for the start of the season, so that's great to see.
Both cars in points currently for those guys, so great first effort. Paying out points, of course, in this league, the 16th place. Whoa, as Burke really
locks him up, yep.
I think he's through waiting.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear that Burke has pace over Greg. That's a tough place to make a pass on the outside. Let's see if Burke has a look on the inside. He may just do it. This might be it. Oh, Greg.
Got it. Oh.
Whoa. Greg hangs on to it.
Back off of that corner. There's just no way you can make the pass there.
All right, well, we were watching that. Parsons has pitted and is only 3 seconds behind DeGraw, behind the leader, Simard. So Parsons rejoins on the softs, and he is good to go.
Holy cow, I guess
Lemansky out of nowhere. Now, up with these guys. Sorry, go ahead, Brad.
Yeah, I was not paying close enough attention to Parsons' lap times. They were holding a lot steadier than I thought they were. Yeah, I was looking at Lemansky as well, right before we saw Parsons jump up there.
Lemansky also on the mediums. All right, let's see what Parsons can do here on the sauce. He can start to chew into that time by Simard.
Yeah, well, he's going to. I don't think there's any question about it.
Taylor pitted. He's 18 seconds off the leader. Sorry, Brad. Go ahead.
Yeah, Simard just did not look to have strong pace at the end of that first stint. Now, I don't know if you know, maybe get the tires off a bit.
Lemansky and Burke have a coming together entering the corkscrew. And Burke trying to get the car turned around. Ouch. Well, Lemansky's front wing is as it was before he pitted. Deformed.
Boy, that damage such a big effect on these cars. That's really going to hurt his lap-to-lap pace. Boy.
So last time by for Parsons, a 110, 109 for Simard. DeGraw also a 110. And David Zahn now back in the 15th position in the points. Teammate of Greg Myers, a taxi service team. And Zahn in the orange. Let's take a look at his handiwork here. The Jägermeister sponsored car. Nice job there from David. But he's got his work cut out for him if he wants to get by Traskell. Traskell's been mixed up in a lot of things tonight. You have to be on his toes here. Ryan Robbins, looks like Guff might have been closing up on him. No, looks like he's close. Zahn now.
Is now side.
Yep. Ooh, when he gets the pass made.
Now Traskell going, I'd say his defense here is just a little bit too aggressive. If he were to calm that down a little bit, guys, he would actually make those position changes a bit more difficult for these guys.
Alright, so up front here, we got a situation brewing as Peter Burke exiting the pits. Parsons, 4 seconds off the leader on the soft set of tires. Philippe Simard and Mark DeGraw. Both of these guys one-stopped, are good to go to the end of the race on the medium tires. The medium tire does get quicker later on in the race, so later on in the stint. We'll see if Ezra can match that pace.
You would have had to give me about 10-1 odds to bet on Parsons, maybe even podium, because he did not get any practice until last night. I can just flat out tell you that right now. Obviously, you know, the winningest driver in NAGP history, right? This is remarkable. And after that qualifying session, he didn't look to me like he was getting it together. So I'm like, oh boy, Parsons might be in some serious trouble here. But so I'm shocked. This is a truly remarkable run. This is he is not well. I mean PMR. He's got some help from PMR going out in front, right? But he hasn't gotten a lot of help. He's just found pace in this thing and has put it to use.
Now, let's see what he can do here. His best lap of the race so far is in his first stint, 108.7. Quicker than the two drivers in front. 109.5. As it just hair quicker than DeGraw.
Yeah, but he just came out of the pits, so he's what, 3 laps into this stint. He's going to burn fuel off. The softs are going to come to him. He turned that 087 toward the end of his last stint. He's going to gain time. I think DeGraw now is starting to feel the heat a little bit. He's starting to pick up a little bit of time. This is coming together.
Gap between DeGraw and Simard now only 1.5 seconds. I think DeGraw might be smelling some blood.
Yeah.
Ooh. Simard with some lap traffic. Chuck Carter. Shouldn't be an issue there. Chuck Carter well out of the way.
We have seen this lap traffic, even if they're very smartly, heads up and getting out of the way. It has It has played into these battles.
Parsons now just 2.5 seconds off the leader. This is the top 3 drivers. Oh, DeGraw runs it a little bit wide. It's some open track. Some open track here. Starting to pull away a little bit. Parsons now all over the back of DeGraw.
So if Parsons wants to cap this thing off, he's going to have to get up to DeGraw and get by him quickly.
Truck's staying way to the outside. Oh, that you just saw right there. Ooh, big slide there from Parsons. You saw that lap and a half there, wrestle with that lap car. Simard picked up over a second.
Yeah, that it really does come into play pretty heavily, and of course, especially on a track like this, so short, there's not many places to go.
DeGraw now trying to make his way. That's Mascarelli.
Oh, there's a big tank slapper.
Ooh, not making life easy for DeGraw. So Parsons with the spin. I had a tree in my way.
Boy, that was just a case of looking forward. The lapse of focus there was minuscule, and that's all it took. These cars bite you so quickly, especially on throttle, and that's exactly what caught him out. Wow, so Simard now is looking pretty strong. That 4-second gap, 9 laps to play here. They're going to tick off very quickly.
Yeah, they will. As Simard now in control of this race. 9 laps to go. He's got a 4-second gap over DeGraw in second. What a debut for both of these guys. But there's Simard once again coming up on that lap traffic. I believe that's that's Kevin Miller. I expect Kevin Miller to put up much of too much trouble. Yep, Miller, veteran guy, gets out of the way. Actually lifts his foot off the throttle. That's always nice. Miller back in 11th. Not giving up yet. He's on back into that gap. 109.6, 109.8 for Simard.
I think if you're Mark DeGraw, you think that you have a little bit of pace on the leader. And this is really, honestly, this is pretty rarefied air. We have not seen him up here in this position. Again, we know he has the speed, but this is a different situation. So he's pushing hard. You know what? I kind of agree with him. I think he might have some pace. He's got a shot to get back up there.
Simard gets through that. It's like Ekman and Douglas pretty easily.
Boy,
DeGraw had a bit of a, not sure if he was looking at something or he really drove it off track. It cost him some time though.
I keep wanting to get to this Gup Douglas situation. Maybe he was fighting there with Kevin Miller, but Miller made a bit of you know, Douglas primarily is running R Factor 2 these days, and he has put in a pretty remarkable effort here.
I know, running in the top 10.
Yeah, it's a heck of a switch, R Factor 2 to Pedal Forza. So this is a very impressive drive. Top 10 by Douglas. I just want to make sure I get that in.
Lead is now increased to 5 seconds for DeGrasse, for Simard over DeGrasse. So he's getting a little bit more difficult here for DeGrasse if he wants a shot at this win. It's just the lap traffic here has been something else. I don't think any of these guys have been able to run a clear lap for some time.
It's been a battle, no question about it. And again, the short nature of the track, you're going to run into more traffic, and then as the season progresses, the guys will get a little bit more consistent, and the cars won't be as big a problem. But yeah, here tonight, it has a lot of rolling chicanes out there, and then other guys doing really well, but still, it's hard. Good place to let a guy through.
A little further back. Oh, Kevin Miller's rear wing is a bit askew as Chuck Carter tries to chase him down. That's for 11th.
Yeah, well, that's a battle for 10th, right? With Douglas right up there.
Not too far up on these guys as that gap to the front. Oh, DeGrasse turns it around in the final corner, and Parsons is going to nip him there, take over that second spot. Unbelievable. That was, I believe, totally self-induced by Simard. I don't think that was, he was tied up with anybody, Brad. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that. I did see DeGrasse, you know, we saw him a little more shaky, giving up some ground to Philippe Simard, and I think maybe the moment might have been getting to him a little bit, I'll be honest with you.
Mascarelli calls it a night.
Oh, to go all that way.
Yeah. Another couple, 3 laps, right? All right,
I mean,
so
the obvious. Oh,
go ahead.
That's Miller. Miller. Heavy off into the wall at the corner. Oh, big damage for Kevin Miller.
Oh yeah, that's terminal. Well, he's not far from the pit lane. He may be able to get it back in for service and maybe salvage a point here. But
wait a minute, where did Chuck Carter come from? How did Carter get in front of Douglas?
Well, that's a great question. Did not see that happen. Unless Gupp and Miller were tied up and somehow Carter got around him. But 4 laps to go. Should be cruise control here for Simard. With an 11-second gap over Aaron Parsons in second.
Boy, I think if you're looking at, you know, this guy coming in, pretty highly touted with his pace and his skill. I think if you're Philippe.
Oh, right DeGrasse takes it off, and Taylor now takes over the 3rd spot. Wow.
I think you're thinking you escaped a bit here if you're Philippe Simard. This could be trouble for the rest of the guys, not taking advantage what they easily could have over Philippe.
DeGrasse's got some front-end damage. Front wing's got some problems, so wow, costly mistake there. Gives up a podium for DeGrasse, hands it over to Taylor. Man, what a recovery for Taylor after his problems, after leading the race, and then the fuel mishap, and come away with the podium here is would be pretty remarkable for him.
Yeah, Yeah, incredible run back up. And you know what? If you're Mark DeGraw, it looks like, yeah, you're not going to be up there and fight for the win this time, but you got to take away a lot of positives from this race with Mark DeGraw. This is going to be a big learning experience, and he will learn from it too.
Well, folks, stay tuned after the race as we talk to our race winner, get his thoughts on tonight's event. I'm curious to see how it was for him, whoever it is, working their way through this traffic out there. I believe, well, no, that's Simard. He did take a win in the GT Series last season at Vallelunga,
yeah.
But it's going to be obviously his first Monday night victory here.
Yeah, first win in this, first full season commitment.
It's great to see these drivers want to run. Great group of people in this league. Great community. It's a competitive league for sure, but the relationships and the friendships you build with some of these guys, it's almost more important than the actual racing. A lot of these guys in the league get together for races around the world. Really cool. But one lap to go here, working lap 55 of 56. Simard with the 9-second lead over Aaron Parsons here in second. Matt Taylor in the third spot. DeGraw is running second, back and forth. Olsen, very quiet second stint, but is doing his thing. A great drive up to fifth. John Houston in the sixth spot, followed by Greg Myers in seventh. Ryan Robbins running in eighth. Lemansky in ninth. Chuck Carter back in 10th. Gup Douglas running in the 11th spot. Peter Burke in 12th. Zahn turned it around, but in 13th. Rascal running in 14th. John Watson in 15th. And Jake Feemster in 16th on Thursday Night Broadcasting. Ekman back in 17th. Kevin Miller had damage, and he is back in 18th as Philippe Simard starting the final lap of this race. And
never quite.
Go ahead.
You can never quite count things as settled, but it's about as settled as it gets here with a 10-second lead for Philippe.
Yeah, I mean, this was literally anybody's race to win. I mean, PMR shooting out to that quick 1-2, clearing the field by about 10 seconds, and then the wheels fell off. This could have went anybody's way here for the top five who are currently running in the top five, I should say. But Philippe Simard around the final corner, going to take the win here at Laguna Seca, round one. Outstanding job for Philippe, your pole winner, pole setter, and race winner. Aaron Parsons going to come home in second. Great run for him. Taylor in third. DeGraw, strong run nonetheless. Could have had a podium, but fourth's not too shabby. And Jesse Olsen, the last car on the lead lap. Really impressive run.
Yeah.
I believe this was his first Monday night race in the open wheel cars. But he's going to come home here in fifth. There you have it. Let's see if we can talk to our race winner here tonight, Philippe. Philippe Simard, do you copy?
Yes, how are you?
Oh, I'm great. Congratulations. What a race out there it was for you. You got to talk us through it. Unbelievably close qualifying there. Just finished just nipping Chris Moses there to take pole, but that race didn't start the way probably you were expecting, as the PMR guys jumping on the softs going out to a quick lead, but then they ran into their trouble. You had a few mistakes out there as well, but ultimately turned out in your favor. What a great run for you.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, a lot of mistakes. It was not the best way to win, but yeah, the guys on softs, we didn't really have a look at the two-stop strategy. We thought it was too long in the pits to make the time of the track, but maybe next time we'll have a look, because they were very strong at the early in the race, and even Aaron at the end, I think he had trouble with traffic or something, it would have been right on my ass if he didn't have issues or something.
Yeah, we were certainly seeing the same thing. Congratulations on your first win here on Monday night. Perhaps many more to come this season, and we were kind of seeing the same thing. Certainly, you were getting swamped by the drivers there on the start on the softs, and yeah, really, it was a bit fortunate that you were able to come through and hold everybody off for the win. Of course, countryman Mark DeGraw was coming for you very strong. Do you feel in some ways like you might have escaped with this one a little bit? Do you think you've learned a bit going forward for the rest of the season from the car and what you can get out of it?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of work to do on the setup, because usually you have a pace, a balls out pace that you can do, but you're not going to do that in the race, and you just take a second off and you say, okay, the car is going to be safe like that. But this car, it bites as much when you take it easy as when you push hard, so we're going to have to work on that. Just make sure we don't keep going off track every 15 or 20 laps.
Well, it was a great showing for you, Philippe. Congratulations. It's going to be at Interlagos next week. Big mystery weight on the car, so it's going to be interesting to see what your pace is like with the weight, because I don't think well, this is the first race of the season, so it's a big unknown, but it's going to be great to see how you bounce back and run next week with that added weight for the championship ballast weight for Interlagos. I'm sure you're familiar with the track. Any thoughts going into that here early on?
It's probably going to be a bit easier to stay on track at the Interlagos, but the weight's going to be an issue. I mean, this car is, every lap of fuel you burn, it just goes faster and faster. So it's 20 kilograms.
Yeah,
it's going to be tough.
Well, congratulations again, Philippe. We look forward to seeing you next week at Interlagos. Congratulations, and great drive, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, Brad. Well, round one in the books. What a race, man. That lap traffic was something else.
Yeah, it was pretty remarkable. Well, we talked about the nature of the track, and frankly, that's just going to kind of happen. And of course, the first race jitters, that stuff will clean up. And Interlagos, well, another relatively short track, and traffic will rear its head there also. But going forward, Chris Moses going to be looking for some redemption. He's not going to have any of that weight. Aaron Parsons was looking incredibly strong with some actual practice under his belt. He could be incredibly fast there. We got these up-and-comers. Mark DeGraw, where'd he come from? Jesse Olsen's up there. Houston didn't show near his pace. Unbelievable. I think we're off to the best possible start we could be, Al.
I agree, Brad. It's going to be a great season. So that's going to do it for us tonight. We're going to be back next Monday for round 2 at Interlagos in Brazil. Until then, join Jake and Jack on Thursday night for the feature race of the GT League, 400 kilometers around Sebring.
Thursday night.
So 9 p.m. Eastern. Tune in for that. Until then, we'll see you all next week. Thanks, everybody.